All right, Katie, thank you so much for joining me for the podcast. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And thanks again for partaking in one more Cheerio challenge this year. I wanted to start by just having you introduce yourself, talk about what your role is at Duluth Union Gospel Mission and what brought you to this work.
Yeah, so I'm Katie Hagglund. I'm the executive director of Union Gospel Mission. The mission has been open for over 100 years here in the Northland. So we're one of the oldest nonprofits. We're typically known for our meal program. So we provide meals Monday through Friday for folks experiencing homelessness or hardship. Last year, we served almost 100,000 meals out into the community, in addition to almost 28,000 bowls of cereal. But amongst our other programs, we also offer housing. So we have a 20-unit community housing complex on our top floor here at Union Gospel Mission. And then we provide supportive services all day long. So we have 2 folks on staff that serve as our outreach coordinators and are assisting in getting our guests connected to resources, and housing and treatment and whatever their needs may be. And then we're giving out other items all day long. We have guests on a daily basis that come to us without shoes on their feet. So we're going to make sure that they leave with something on their feet. In the wintertime, we're giving out hats and mittens and hand warmers. And in the summertime, we're giving out sunscreen and tennis shoes versus boots and some of those items. So we stay really busy here. We have a couple other programs, a summer food bag program for kiddos that we provide drawstring bags filled with easy to open, easy to prepare food. Served over 400 kids each week last summer during the 12 weeks of summer. So we do what we can in a very small space. When I joined the mission, which is coming up on 4 years ago, I was really excited to just have the opportunity to walk into an organization that has a history here in the Northland, but has maybe not been top of the list or top of the mind for a lot of people. And we've really spent the last 4 years trying to reintroduce ourselves, trying to fill gaps and work with our fellow nonprofits in the community to find our way. I was born and raised in Duluth, graduated from East High School, and then spent some time down in the cities getting my undergrad degrees before returning here to the Northland. And I attended a master's program at UMD at the time, Master's in Advocacy and Political Leadership, the MAPL program. And I really had to do an internship in a political campaign and an internship with a nonprofit, and definitely found that my heart was more drawn towards nonprofit work. So here I am.
Yeah, we have that connection. I'm also a Maple grad, which I think you know. So yeah, it's cool to see Maple grads throughout the nonprofit world, labor world, and political stuff too. You mentioned a couple of these stats, but you'd also sent them to me. So I just want to repeat them for folks listening because it's staggering in my mind. You see 300 plus people a day serving over 10,000 hot meals each month, additional 27,000 bowls of cereal, 201,000 pounds of donated food last year. We know that food insecurity is an issue in our communities, but those numbers really are stark, especially considering that the mission is just one of the organizations trying to combat this problem in our community. How does that need ebb and flow, and what is it like this year?
Yeah, I think unfortunately the numbers have just increased with some of the changes we've seen at the federal level, and just some of the struggles people have in meeting their day-to-day needs. We see, I think, more folks now than we did 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that aren't necessarily experiencing homelessness, but are experiencing food insecurity. So we're seeing a lot of families utilizing our meal program. We're seeing a lot of our senior neighbors utilizing our meal program. A year ago, was putting together kind of some informational sheets for folks. And I think at that time, our statistics in the St. Louis County region were like 1 in 12 adults experiencing food insecurity. Now we're down to like 1 in 8 adults. And so I think we're just trying to meet the need on a day-to-day basis. We do see over 300 people a day, and unfortunately we have 75 chairs in our dining hall. So our nonprofit, Union Gospel Mission, is not alone in that we're working above capacity right now to try to help our neighbors and serve the community in whatever way we can. So we're having to get really creative about how we find resources to meet that need. Food costs have gone up, not just for people that are coming to us for support, but also for our organizations to provide that support to them. So things like the Cheerio Challenge are have just been such an overwhelming support for us to just kind of take a little bit of that weight off, whether it is boxes of cereal to help fill our cereal station in the morning or some of those other non-perishables to put into our hot meal program.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people may think like, is it really that big of a deal that I donate a couple boxes of Cheerios or I donate $25? But when you think about the scope of the giving, like I hear from our other partners, Damiano and Chum, that small giving, like small food donations, small dollars are very important, just as important as large $100,000 grants. And you pointed that out in one of your emails that the amount of food that's donated or was donated last year saved the mission nearly $400,000. So like that, I think is important for people to know that it really does matter. Everyone coming together and donating just a couple boxes of cereal or whatever non-perishable is impactful, right?
Absolutely. And again, like we put out cereal each morning and fresh produce for our guests just to get something in their bellies in the morning time. You know, depending on the time of month and the weather, we can go through anywhere from 10 boxes of cereal to 20 plus boxes of cereal. So just those couple boxes make a world of difference here for us, and monetary donations as well. It costs us about 91 cents per meal that we put out because of the food rescue products that we receive from individual donors as well as some of our grocery stores and restaurants in the community. So, you know, we're able to stretch those meals quite a bit between the donations of food and the donations of money.
Right. So financial contributions, if people can't donate or aren't local or out of town, financial donations matter as well. One of the concerns as we head into summer is kiddos are not at school and not getting free breakfast, free lunch. Do you see an increase in need for kids in the summer?
Absolutely. And I think that's where our summer food bag program here at the mission has really seen a significant jump as well. So we started that program 3 summers ago, my first summer here with UGM. And again, what we do is we fill bags with easy to open, easy to prepare food items. And then we bring them out to youth programs that work with folks that may need that extra food assistance because they don't have access to the backpack program or breakfast at school or lunches at schools. And so we're trying to meet the kiddos where we are. And we've served everywhere from Barnum up to Two Harbors in that program. And that first summer, I think on average, we were serving about 280 kiddos each week. And like I
Hmm.
said and mentioned earlier, this past summer, we were serving over 400 kids each week. And so, you know, it's definitely concerning heading into the summer. We're going to try and meet that need as best we can and increase our resources in that capacity. We put cereal items in the bags for kiddos as well. So, you know, every little bit counts. Folks experiencing food insecurity range in age from newborns to our senior neighbors. So it's really important that that as a community we take care of our neighbors in need.
If folks miss the Cheerio challenge, are there other ways people can give outside of the Cheerio challenge?
Absolutely. Visit our website, visit our social media pages, Union Gospel Mission. And also, you know, we accept food donations here at the mission Monday through Friday. And if you can't give with food or with financial donations, also consider giving a gift of your time. Come and volunteer with our organization. We'd love to have you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Katie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.